hand it over to our township solicitor, who will be conducting the hearing for us tonight. The commissioners are here to sit as adjudicators, and John Rice will be leading the show. John?
Thank you. So what I'd like to do, this is going to be a relatively short hearing tonight. We're not going to take any testimony tonight. We only have 4 commissioners sitting here, but I want to go through the process and the procedure for the application. This is a conditional use application, which under the state planning code requires that the elected board, whether it's Radnor or Tredyffrin or Conshohocken, the elected board hears testimony from the applicant, who's here tonight represented by counsel, and from anybody else that wants to put on testimony. It's sworn testimony. And it's been advertised for a public hearing tonight as a hearing. The commissioners act as judges in this type of a proceeding. This is not a land development application yet. They're acting sort of like a zoning hearing board would act if you go to a zoning hearing board proceeding, a special exception or a variance. The municipality's planning code in this state permits townships to designate certain types of uses as conditional uses. This particular use in the zoning ordinance is designated as a conditional use. What that means is the first step in development of the site is a conditional use hearing to see if they meet the zoning requirements in the code. If they do, and there's a approval of the conditional use, then there's a land development plan, which is much more detailed, the nuts and bolts of building on that site, parking, traffic, those types of things. Some of those issues will be touched on during this proceeding, but the details, more of the details come out in the land development. So there's 2 steps, conditional use and then land development. The application tonight proposes a mixed use. There's a couple ways for residents to participate in this conditional use proceeding. One is to become a party, and I'll explain what that means. And the second is during public comment. There won't be any public comment tonight. There'll be public comment at the end of all the testimony and the evidence and the exhibits that are going to be put into the record. The board's not making any decision tonight. We have to open the hearing within 60 days of the application, so that's what we're doing tonight. Otherwise, it gets automatically approved. So we're opening the hearing tonight. We're going to mark some exhibits, and I'm going to ask if anyone wants to become a party, and if you do, and I'll explain that in a minute, if you want to become a party, you need to state your name and your address on the record. And once you do that, Peggy Hagan, who's sitting over here, will take your name and address and contact info for future hearings. So what it means to become a party to a conditional use application is you have to show that you live near the site and you have some other interest in the site, pro or con, doesn't matter. And that means that you're entitled, as the applicant puts on their case, because he's going to call his witnesses, an engineer, a traffic engineer, a fiscal person. I'm not all sure what but he's going to have 3 or 4 witnesses. So if you're a party, you have the right to cross-examine that witness. This is like a courtroom proceeding, a scaled-down courtroom proceeding. The rules of evidence don't really apply in zoning cases. But if you become a party, you have the right to cross-examine witnesses by the applicant. You also have the right to call your own witnesses. If you have a traffic engineer that disagrees with his traffic engineer, you can call that person and put him on to testify. You don't have to do that. You can still be a party. You don't have to cross-examine any witnesses. You can just say, I want to become a party, and if you meet the requirements for becoming a party, you're in. That means that you're entitled to any communications, all the scheduling, for future hearings. You have the right, if you disagree with whatever the decision is, to appeal that to Delaware County. So that's what becoming a party means. It's a little different than your normal commissioner township meetings where there's public comment. This is a more formal proceeding. I'm the referee. So if anyone doesn't follow the rules, I'll be blowing the whistle on you and get you back on track, hopefully, including the applicant. So that's party status. If you're here and you want to make public comment, that won't occur until the end of all the testimony. And then there'll be a time for public comment before the board would vote. Does anybody have any questions about party status or what that means? Sir, could you come up here and just so we have a podium right here with a microphone, just so everyone can hear whatever your question is.
And can I get your name for the record, please?
Yeah, John Aiken, A-I-K-E-N. I live at 116 South Bellevue Avenue, right across from the AT&T building.
Yes,
I
sir.
just wanted to clarify, becoming a party it will require our name, our address, and we have to be, so to speak, in the zone.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do was get clear on what being a party was.
Yeah, party status for zoning hearings is, we need your name and address, obviously, and then you have to be within a certain area of where the project is.
I'm across the street, so
You're right there then.
I'm right in the center of it.
If you're outside about a quarter mile of the site, then, that gets a little iffy. The further you are away from the site, the court cases haven't set a bright line rule, but about a quarter mile, if you're beyond that, then the applicant can challenge your party status. If you live in Tredyffrin, don't even try, because he'll challenge that.
Sorry, I'm thinking sports, Phillies, football,
So you're okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions about party status? Okay, so why don't we do that first then? Anyone that wants to become a party to the hearing, please come up, state your name and address, and we'll get that for the record.
Angus Ronald McGilvery. Angus Ronald MAC capital G ILLIVRAY. 120 South Bellevue Avenue.
Okay, thank you. Sir, could you? Yeah, okay.
No objection there, John.
Yes, sir.
No objection.
Ryan Breyer, 203 West Avenue. Ryan, R-Y-A-N, last name Breyer, B-R-E-Y-E-R.
Okay, if you could sign up over there, please.
Elizabeth Reed Maratea, Maratea, 117 Francis Avenue. Ann.
Where's Francis Avenue?
It's the one-way street that goes to the Wawa.
No objection.
Yes.
Hello.
Sorry. Attorney Falcone, when you have objections or questions, can you mic it? Thank you.
Brian White, Brian with an I and white like the color, 303 West Avenue.
Hi, Henry Schramm, 309 West Avenue. SCHRAMM.
John Aiken, A-I-K-E-N, 116 South Bellevue Avenue, Wayne. Is that it? Okay. Do I go anywhere
Sign up
else?
over here, please. Everybody that's.
Jeff Pearsall, 114 West Beech Tree Lane, Wayne. P as in Peter, E-A-R-S-A-L-L. First name begins with a J. Jeffrey. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, let's just hold on for a minute.
Can we get some,
Yeah.
where is Beech Tree relation?
Other side of the tracks. If you extend Bellevue Avenue,
Okay, first of all, can everybody
Yeah.
stop for
Well,
one
I'm just
minute?
trying to talk
I need everybody to speak on a mic. I need
Okay.
everybody to speak one at a time. And the process is going to be your name, your address, you wait, because we might have to decide whether that address is close enough to the property. And once you get an okay, and there's no objection from our attorney here, and our solicitor approves you, we're going to go over, again, one at a time and sign up so that we have your contact information.
If we could just maybe quiet some of the.
That's what I'm asking.
I have
Everybody,
the worst time hearing, so I apologize.
everybody keep it quiet so that
Yeah.
the attorneys can hear your name and your address. The address is very key, and they might ask a question about where exactly is that street if you're not familiar. So just if we can keep the chatter down in the room so that we can get through this process, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Can we get the address one more time? We're going to just check it on a map here.
This gentleman here?
Yes.
Sir, give us your address. And
One-
please-
114 West Beech Tree Lane. If you extend South Bellevue Avenue across the railroad tracks from South Bellevue Avenue through the AT&T parking lot, I live directly behind there. So basically, if you walk,
So, if there's an objection, you can make it at the next night. It doesn't have to be tonight. But I would just, if everybody, you have to speak into these mics. You can't be back here. You have to speak into this so everybody can hear, so the applicant can hear and the board members can hear. Thank you, sir. If you can just, sign up over here with Peggy Hagan, and we will circulate this list to the applicant, and if the applicant has an objection, he can raise it at the next hearing, because there's a lot of noise in the room, and it's a little difficult to hear. Go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Leonardo Salesi, S-A-L-E-S-E, 116 West Beech Tree Lane, Mr. Pearsall's neighbor.
Thank you.
Sandy Bauer, B-A-U-E-R, 122 South Bellevue Avenue.
Thank you.
Chris Massaro, M-A-S-S-A-R-O, 320 West Avenue.
Carol Burns, B-U-R-N-S, 325 West Avenue.
Nicholas Elisio, E-L-I-S-I-O, 111 Francis Avenue.
Brooke Hunt, H-U-N-T, 116 Banbury Way.
Robert Gilmore, G-I-L-M-O-U-R, 427 St. David's Road, St. David's. Now, could I ask a question of you?
Yes, sir.
I live outside your quarter mile, but my daughter lives right across the street. Can I provide her information?
She has to be here. She has to be here.
Oh, okay.
That's not your address. And Mr. Falcone may have an objection. He's not going to do it tonight, but it has to be the person living in close proximity, not a relative.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, but give Peggy your name and address.
John, can we get his name again? I'm sorry. They were going so quick. I did not get that last individual's name.
Last name was Gilmore?
Gilmore. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got it.
Eileen Stoveld, 118 South Bellevue Avenue. S-T-O-V-E-L-D.
John McGrath, M-C-G-R-A-T-H, 119 Francis Avenue.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, what we will do with his list, excuse me, and make sure we have email addresses also. The list will be circulated. The applicant may have some objections depending on, how close the addresses plot out. Usually party status is pretty generous in these types of, it's not a, quarter mile is not a hard and fast rule. The one thing that I need to explain to all the residents that are parties now, you cannot contact these commissioners. You cannot email these commissioners. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. And there's a rule in the planning code against ex parte communications. So you cannot do that. Some of that was going on before tonight. There were some residents that were emailing commissioners. So now that the hearing has started, you cannot do that. And we're going to have a discussion about the next night of testimony. I think the next thing I want to do is just read into the record. There's exhibits, and these will be available to all the parties after tonight. I'm going to mark or read into the record the list of exhibits that the applicant has sent with the application. And
John, could you just clarify, when you say they can't contact the commissioners, you mean about this subject, right? Like if
Yes.
the trash stops getting picked up, give me a call.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, if your trash is in the street or there's potholes or, that's fine. You just can't talk about this with the commission.
Mr. Rice, is this the only time someone can become a party, or will they have another chance?
There'll be another opportunity if somebody, because we're really not taking any testimony tonight, so if someone else shows up, subject to any objections, and they live within there, you know, we haven't had a lot of conditional uses, but that's usually been the policy. So there'll be another opportunity if anyone else wants to participate. So ex parte communications, and as I said, once we actually start the hearing, you don't have to ask the witness questions, but it has to be about the witness's testimony. The witness testifies about fiscal impact. You can't ask that witness about traffic, okay? So you're going to have specific witnesses that are going to talk about specific topics, and you have to ask questions about that topic, not about everything, just that topic. Okay. Any questions from the applicant? No questions. Okay, I'm going to quickly read through, and as I said, these are all available at the township. Anyone that wants copies, I think we have them electronically. They can be sent around. These are the applicant's exhibits that have been submitted. They're not going to be admitted into the record tonight, but we're just going to mark them so we have them marked for the next night. So applicant's exhibit A1 is the conditional use application from Saul Ewing dated August 14th, 2023. A2 is a deed for the property dated December 15th, 1983, and the contract of sale between AT&T and West Avenue GP LLC dated January 27th, 2023. A3 is a conditional use plan prepared by Site Engineering Concepts consisting of 6 sheets dated August 1st, 2023. A4 is 5 sheets showing elevations of the property, the buildings, by Varon Horst, dated October 2nd. Their architects, Varon Horst, dated October 2nd, 2023. A5 is a 1-sheet planning plan for parcel B. There's 3 parcels that are being created here. One of them they're going to develop. The other ones are going to retain with AT&T. A5 is a 1-sheet planning plan for parcel B by Jonathan Alderson Architects. A6 is a 1-sheet site plan for parcel B prepared by Site Engineering Concepts dated August 1st, 2023. A7 is a 1-sheet parking exhibit prepared by Site Engineering Concepts dated August 1st, 2023. A8 is a fiscal impact analysis by Eric Hetzel, Hetzel, dated July 31st, 2023. A9 is a traffic impact assessment by McMahon, dated August 2023. A10 is a traffic evaluation memo prepared by McMahon, dated September 23rd, 2023. A11 is a memo from Michael Mesco to Steve Norsini, dated September 21st, 2023. A12 is the CV of Robert Lambert, PE. He's the engineer for the site. A13 is the CV for Stephen Varenhorst. He's an architect for the site. And A14 is the CV for Mark Roth, PE. He's the traffic engineer for the site. So they're just being marked tonight to get those into the record. Folks want to get copies, reach out to Peggy. We have them electronically. And Mr. Falcone, do you have anything that, before we start talking about dates for the next hearing?
No, that was nothing to add. These are our exhibits. We'll probably supplement them at the next hearing with another exhibit or two, but this is what we've pre-marked, so.
Okay.
No, we're good. Yep, thank you.
Okay, so I guess the board should talk about when do you want to meet. And I can tell you.
Is there a particular time frame that we have to get the next one on the books? I know we had to meet now before 60 days. Was there another restriction on meeting time? Like, do we have to hit it in a week?
No.
Okay.
No. We're okay with, you know, any time in November, even December. The dates that Peggy had circulated are November 14th, November 30th, December 5th, December 7th, and December 19th. And Mr. Falcone has said that all those dates are good for them. So I guess if the four of you can agree on one of those dates, that's the one that we'll go with. November 14th, November 30th, December 5th, December 7th, and December 19th. So the 14th is the day after your regular board meeting.
And I'm leaving town, so I can't do the 14th.
Okay.
Jim can't do the 30th. So I can put this on a mic. So we're looking at December 5, 7, or
And
19?
Correct.
Yeah, I can do the December dates. Maggie's clear. You okay in December?
Yeah.
But not the 19th? So we're looking at the 5th and the 7th. Do you
Fifth.
anticipate it's one night's
Yeah.
hearing? Okay, 5 or 7, I'd like to check with the other commissioners who weren't
Okay.
able to make tonight because of scheduling conflicts, so make sure that we get others here.
Can we proceed without any additional notice if we set a date today in the room?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. If we leave it beyond tonight, then I've got to put another legal ad out. But can we pick the 5th?
And then we could renotice if necessary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Peggy, did anybody respond to I know you put the dates out by email to all commissioners. Did you hear from others?
Commissioner Myers and Commissioner Riley.
We're here, okay.
So we're looking at December 5th then?
Yep.
Okay. So the next hearing, this will be continued tonight to December 5th. We'll be back at 6:30, I take it?
Would the board have the appetite to start a little bit earlier? So, no? Okay, never mind.
No.
Trying to get it all done.
No, I appreciate it. I have a meeting until 6, so 6:30 would be the earliest I could do.
Okay. So we'll be back on December 5th at 6:30. There's going to be no other notice of this. It'll be posted on the township's website, but no newspaper notice. This tonight was in the newspaper. And if that changes, we'll notify all the parties, and we'll have to re-advertise in the newspaper if it changes for whatever reason. We get into December, sometimes things happen, and it's difficult to get 7 commissioners, as you can see tonight, to come out to a meeting. Any questions?
Ryan Breyer. For anyone else that wanted to become an interested party, do they need to do that prior to December 5th? Or can they raise their hand at that meeting and become an interested party?
Yes, yeah.
At the meeting, they can do that?
At December 5th, yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to just send an email to the township that they intend to become a party, they still need to show up, though. You know, but that's fine.
And John, when you said there would be no further notice, you mean publicly posted? Those who have signed up to be a party, will they receive any communication about?
No.
No.
No,
Okay,
they're,
just clearing that
I
up.
mean, that's tonight, and it'll be posted on the township's website, but we have to put it in the newspaper the first night under the MPC, so we're not going to do that again. That'll save some money. And, but anything that changes, folks will get, that have signed up, we have your contact info, you'll get emails if anything changes, but we're on for December 5th, 6:30 in this building. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
All in favor? Motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor, say aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
30 minutes.
What's that?